Third category, major modifications, including engine swaps. So, looking forward to seeing what you came up with here.
I know. I remember thinking as well, this is blasphemy, but this is great.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Car Guy Algorithm. With me, Doug from Nightfall.Drives.
Joseph, Jay's driveway.
And today, as always, we're going to be taking you through some YouTube recommendations in various categories.
Indeed.
Going to get straight into it pretty much. So today's categories are Japanese cars and culture, track-based car reviews or experiences or events, and then major modifications. And then at the end, we're going to have a general chat what's been going on with us and stuff like that. So should we get into it?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you want to go first today?
Yes, I'll start. So we're going Japanese car culture. There's a lot. The first ones I think of, the ones that are closest to home. Everyone that has watched the first episode and will watch this will immediately think I'm just like just the American YouTube space is really not like the main thing. But there are some channels that just genuinely catch my eye. I'm going to start with the Boosted Boys on YouTube. I don't know if you've ever seen them.
Boosted Boys.
Boosted Boys.
Boosted
Boys with BOI. I just recommend their channel in general. And the only reason why I say that is because they work with a brand that's very close to my soul. Honda, right? I am a Honda boy through and through.
There's a reason I chose this category.
Yeah. But my love for Japanese cars goes further than Honda, of course, for sure. I haven't got blinkers on, but and they have a NSX that's K24 swapped and is boosted to high hell, and they usually do like just drag strip things, but it's just the way that they work on cars. Even certain garages that I've worked with on my car watch Boosted Boys themselves, and then they're like experts and specialists. So yeah, and their content is quite cool to watch. They're very different as well. I mean, they have like a shopping trolley that's a go-kart. It's literally it's quite cool. It's fun.
Yeah. So we've got some serious stuff like the NSX, yes, but also a bit of fun going on.
Yes, and they had what would be called a Honda Stream over in the US, but over here it was a Honda Shuttle. It's an MPV 7-seater thing. My family had one for a long time from basically new, and they've boosted that as well, which is kind of funny to watch because I'm literally looking at that shell and that chassis and I'm doing take it to school in it and things like that. So yeah, I mean, that's a different range of YouTube to watch, but yeah,
great stuff. My first Japanese car is more of a car culture video.
Yeah.
Have you heard of the Lowdown?
No.
It seems to be quite a big channel, and I think these are highly viewed videos, but they're just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's essentially a very atmospheric drive around Tokyo.
Yeah.
At night, of course, and with some amazing cars in there.
Yeah.
All various modifications, and it's almost like it's putting you right in the heart of the whole atmosphere of Tokyo car scene at night, and really beautifully filmed. It's quite long. It's like 40 minutes long, but you do get kind of lost in it, and you just feel like it's some of the B-roll from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift, or it's just but more sort of up to date than that. So it's really nice to watch. But it's not really a story or anything, but it just feels like
cinematic.
Yeah, that's the word.
That's the word, yeah.
Yeah, someone's put in a lot of effort to make it look good. And yeah, it really does.
Japan is really picturesque. Yeah, I mean, you look at some of especially like the older Civics, like EGs and EKs, some of the cinematic videos, I might have even come across some of their videos, to be fair. Especially when you look at maybe it'll have like someone's build will be like, I don't know, like Edward's Civic EK, and then it will literally be like a picture. And then the steering wheel, he comes out the shopping store with the steering wheel in his hand, puts it on, and then just drives. And it's in Japan, and everything's picturesque. And you've got those trees with like the pink leaves. The second one I'm going to suggest is one I mentioned in the first video, but I genuinely feel like I'd be doing a disservice to not mentioning this channel, especially for Japanese car culture, and not mentioning Adam LZ or LZ, because he has loads of Japanese cars, and some of them are so rare, especially if you're like in the Nissan GTR world or S or S body world. So your Silvia S15s, S14s, S13s, and honestly, the builds are at such a high quality. I'm not even talking necessarily even about engines and things like that. I just find it so interesting that someone of that kind of stature who's been in the car game for quite a while, regardless of if it's drifting or whatever it is, and buys older cars and makes them the best that they possibly can whilst modifying it as well, because Japanese car culture, a lot of it is modifying. Let's be honest about it.
Yeah, the manufacturers set things up in such a way that they encourage it.
Quite literally. Even the GT86, which wasn't, actually, not to say it's about 10 years old, which is crazy when that first came out. But they made really basic ones so that people can buy it new from the factory with the view to modify it, which is cool, you know? So, but no, and he has this thing where you can do a lap around his compound. He has quite a big compound. And you do a lap in a Honda CRX.
Oh, yeah.
A literally modified cage Honda CRX. So he has guests that come over for whatever reason, maybe they're business partners or whatever, or just friends within the drifting mod, but they actually do like a lap in a Honda CRX, which...
So that's the 80s, late 80s, early 90s sort of equivalent almost to your CRZ.
That's quite literally what, exactly.
I know the one you mean.
And I love the CRX. I would love to own one day. Oh, and his Evo 5, Mitsubishi Evo 5.
Oh, yeah.
I love Evos. Yeah. And he's got like his channel, I promise you, even the playlists I find, I'll try and link them. There might be way too much info for people, but
if you would do one or two examples.
Exactly.
Evo 5, Evo 6, I do quite like that. That's kind of, I think, the sweet spot. Maybe the 7.
Yeah, the 7, I really do like the 7. I know people do like the 9 as well, the 8 and the 9. But I think for me, the sweet spot, one I would love to own would be the 5 and the 6. That chassis, especially the back with the spoiler.
Yeah. My second one is, again, full transparency, a friend of the channel, Ant, who is in the sort of JM and Friends channel.
Yeah.
Has his own channel, Sports and Touring.
Is it the one with the 370Z?
Yeah. So the one I've chosen is Ant and his son Damani recently went to Japan on a trip, and they've done a few videos from there, but there's two really that sort of encapsulate the trip. There's JM and Friends podcast episode, Radiator Arms, where he talks about the kind of the whole trip and what they got up to.
Yeah.
But the main video is he did a review on the Nissan 400 or the Z.
Yeah.
And it has taken a bit more focus onto YouTube recently. So, and I think you can see that in this video. There's the really nicely cut intro. It's a really nice watch, and also that combined with the story of the background, it's fun. Really interesting. It's not just it's not just a polished kind of car review video. It's how it all came about, and and just now I really want to go to Tokyo.
I actually do really want to go.
I always did, but
yeah, you and me both, 100%. There's so many. It's hard to limit it to this categories because as you're talking about this, there's channels out there that I love in the Japanese car community. There's some within the Civic community, especially the FNT community, which I've got one lined up later, but there's quite a few where I'm just like, but
nice. Yeah, well, I feel this category could have been a whole episode, really, couldn't it? But
quite literally could have been. It could have been.
We'll come back to things like this. So, yeah.
It's not just like it's going to be one through the door and then out. That's it, never again. So
do you want to start us off on the track-based experiences, events, whatever?
Yeah.
Reviews.
So Danny DC2. I mentioned it before. I know I'm recycling channels, but if you're someone who started doing track days to then actually competing in races, in multiple races at times as well, with multiple categories, you can't go any further. Honestly, especially when he talks about the maintenance behind it, what happened to his cars and the whole story behind it, the stresses that are going into it, or within the motor racing, but actually track days themselves. He does car reviews based on what they're like on track as well. What's it like to drive on track? He's done Integris before. He's done a Rover MG ZS 180. Is it 180?
Yeah.
Which is basically supposed to be the British version of the Integra, right? They basically share very similar mechanisms. He's done it with a GR Yaris. He's done it with a 125 diesel. He is, and very entertaining videos. You know what? Especially you can agree to this. Editing a video is one thing. Editing a video to a specific standard where what you think can be executed in a video, regardless of how challenging or time consuming it takes, is another thing. And he strikes that balance clearly without going over the top. The second you start watching the first 10 or 15 seconds of the video, you're like, all right, I'll just sit down and watch it.
Yeah.
Chapters them too, especially when they're longer.
Yeah.
And he doesn't mince his words. It isn't like, oh, it's sponsored and then he has to say basically what he likes, which is one of the reasons why I do like watching JM's videos, for example, But yeah, and a very, very talented driver. Very talented.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that makes a difference actually, because they can explain stuff in a way that they're fully worked out what the car does, and I mean, I've done a little bit of track stuff. We'll get onto that at the end of today's episode, but nowhere near any of the level of these guys, and it's really interesting to see how they, especially what they make of stuff like the Rover.
100%.
It's the MG,
Exactly, and I mean, look, it's when I watch videos like that, it inspires me to want to get back on track again. When I had the Civic, every single time I watched a Danny DC2 video of him being on track or anything like that, it inspired me to want to actually get back on track and try certain tracks too. Yeah. Especially Snetterton.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Snetterton, when I was watching, I know it's not a track day, but his actual EP3 racing or the Civic Club racing there, that made me really want to try Snetterton, and I actually ended up doing it that very same year. So, yeah.
My track-based recommendations is actually the two kind of linked videos, so maybe I'll do both together and then back to you. But I've gone for the really obvious choices, but I think it's nice to see the contrast. So Chris Harris.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Obvious track-based stuff on YouTube.
Yes.
The original Chris Harris channel. If you go back near the start, he did a day in Anglesey with a F40 and an F50.
Ooh.
And it's the sort of video you just think can't happen very often. Like the owner allowed him to take these cars on track and do crazy stuff.
And Chris Harris is a driver. He'll put it for his faces.
Yeah. And it's just so mind-blowing to see these cars that are now worth crazy money just being chucked around Anglesey and the way he did it. And you really get a sense of what they're like as well, and the differences between the 40 and the 50. They're quite different things, really. It must have millions of views, but it's quite an old video, over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So I find it quite interesting to go back and see some of the earlier videos from these guys.
For sure.
And then the second one is another Chris Harris, but it's a really recent video, and it's quite nice watching back to back this sort of thing, because he's recently bought an XJS.
Yes, I've seen it. I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
And he's almost, I think, now stopped caring in a good way. So he's just making these rough and ready videos that are
for what he likes.
It's doing what he wants, and he's buying this old Jag to do some upgrades to it, and he's hammering around go-kart track in it. And really enjoying it, and it's just a fun watch. Yeah,
that's the same track. If I remember correctly, it's in Wales.
Yeah.
But it's the same one where he tests pretty much every car that's coming. Like he did the new M2 there.
Oh, yeah.
The Aston Martin Vanquish there. The McLaren 750S there.
Yeah. I think it's Glenny Gore or something.
Yeah, something like that. I cannot remember what it's called, but...
Yeah, I've driven it in a go-kart many years ago.
Oh, really?
And I remember it being fun, but I remember being absolutely knackered that day.
Can't take it out of you.
Yeah.
Crazy. Especially your back. Even if you are healthy with a good back, it's still, yeah. No, those are good ones. Those are really good ones. Well, my second one is it's a toss-up, but I have to go with, again, full transparency, a friend of my channel, actually a genuinely good guy, Yard Speed 13. I think is his full name, but he goes by Yard Speed. And he has a Civic as well, which he's still building a K24 Frank, very similar to like my one on his channel, but he has done a lot more track days than me. Again, his videos, it translates the feeling of actually being in the car, especially the little battle he has. I think he has a friend that has a DC5 Integra Type R, which he does track days with. And again, it's in and around the UK. He's done a Nürburgring one before. And yeah, his channel is very, very good and very informative. Someone who just kind of does stuff in his garage, does the video, boom. A very sound guy as well. Very, very good to watch too. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, how big's the channel?
If I remember correctly, I think he's over 1,000 subscribers, but less than 2,000.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. But I'll link his channel in the description.
Yeah.
For sure.
So it's nice. We've got a good mix of probably millions, couple of million followers. I don't know how many Harris is on.
That's so true. But the thing is, I think the thing for me is this is why I love YouTube. It's not just the big people that get the traction, or at least for what I like to watch. It's if I like your videos, especially if I like who you are in your videos and how you communicate to me, and if it's relatable sort of thing, I will watch you. And not only will I watch you, I'll actively potentially comment, share videos and things like that as well. Which is how I came across Yardspeed's videos, because he was doing videos before me, and then I got my Civic, and then I inadvertently watched some of his videos on how to fix certain things when I was doing maintenance on my car. And then all of a sudden, before we knew it, we ended up doing a video together. We met up at a well-known Honda specialist, Honda HQ. And then from there we did a video where he drove my car when I had the K24 done, when he was getting his built. And again, you just meet a whole bunch of sound people in the car community, genuinely. There's a lot more pros than cons when it comes to the people in the car community. So.
Absolutely, yeah. Since starting it, I've come across some really great people, and the opportunities as well, just being involved in this kind of world. It's like
100 million%.
Especially people that are on the way up as well. They sort of want to collaborate and and work together. It's a really great community. So
exactly that.
If we can highlight smaller channels in that way.
Exactly that. Honestly, sound guy, good videos, you won't go wrong.
Third category, major modifications, including engine swaps. So, looking forward to seeing what you came up with here. There's some crazy stuff going on there.
Yeah, no, okay, so for those that haven't watched the first episode or don't know about my channel or myself, I had a Civic Type R, the FN2 generation, the ugly duckling as some people like to call it, but for me is 100% one of the best cars I've experienced, and I've been in a fair few Hondas. I owned it for 6 years, and what first started off as light modifications, wheel spacers, maybe better brake pads and discs, better maintenance, so, belt, oil, and all of that stuff. Went from that to then basically going quite extreme. And by quite extreme, I took the 2-litre engine out of it, or at least the bottom half of it, and put in a 2.4-litre engine, the K24A3. And then I put the head from the K20 engine on top of that K24, which makes it a Frankenstein build. It makes it a freer flowing, bigger board engine if you want. I also put some fairly spicy cams in there. I did a bigger intake manifold, bigger exhaust manifold, custom exhaust back. All of that basically meant that I went from 200 horsepower to 283 horsepower, but also a much significant bigger increase, much more significant increase in torque. which translated a lot to the drive of the car. I actually had to relearn to drive the car. That comes with a whole bunch of supporting mods, like brackets and stuff. I've done videos of this on my channel, including the price breakdown as of the time I did it, which I was very transparent about. And before anyone asked me, was it worth the money that I spent and essentially lost in the car? 1,000,000%. I will tell you for free, it is not cheap. You have to know that you will never get that money back. But it's you see potential in something and then you just want to extract it. And then you push it a little bit further. But for me, I know where that ends, especially when it comes to power. But I did a load of other mods with that car. I did coilovers, I did poly bushing all around, including engine inserts, so the car felt really solid. The second you turn that car on, you feel the vibrations in the steering wheel on the dash, right? I did cosmetic mods. I put a Mugen spoiler on it for better aero and for it to look more aggressive, and a vented bonnet. I did the GP splitter and a single X exhaust instead of one, so I make more power, and it also sounds a lot better. Yeah.
And I think when, like you say about, you never get your money back with this sort of thing, even if you're making videos on it.
Yeah, no.
It's but it just demonstrates the kind of what you're getting out of the process of improving it and using it.
The driving pleasure of that car was worth it. Every time I looked at that car was worth it. When I used to take it for maintenance and I just used to remember how reliable it was, yet it was able to do exactly what it did before and embarrass some serious cars on some B roads. Because that was the thing. That was one of the main things is, I know the modifications, you said modifications including engine swaps, which made me laugh because that has been the focus of the Civic that I built. But one thing I want to make clear is the best thing about that car, the engine is fantastic, but the best thing about that car was the handling capabilities of it. The car was just amazing. And then when I put semi-slicks on it and did it on the track day, which I know is something we'll talk about later, it very much put me on the back foot. That car was ready to do more and I couldn't
Couldn't get near the limits.
No, honestly, I didn't even reach the limit, no.
Well, I mean, you've made an incredible case there that you can submit yourself as the major modifications.
Yeah.
I think there's an awful lot of work.
No, genuinely. I mean, you learn a lot about modifying cars as well. And I think you learn as well, the most important thing when modifying your cars, remember what your goal is and stick to it. It's very easy to go really far with it. I didn't ruin that car, but I did build it for more of a purpose than I first wanted it for, if that makes sense. Ended up being a bit too harsh for the road. And not because of the coilovers and whatnot, because that actually made suspension better in most cases. It was just things like the engine inserts are a bit much for the road. If you're someone that just wants to drive there and there, the exhaust was way too loud. But it sounded amazing. I must admit, I had 3 resonators on there, including a big silencer in the middle, at the back. And that brought the volume down so I can hear the engine more, but the engine is just so loud, especially when you come on VTEC. It's a fantastic.
Well, I've heard it online, but I don't think it doesn't do it justice, does it?
No, and I do wish that you were able to experience it in person before I sold it, but it's
still out there, and it might.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, someone's enjoying it right now, and I spoke to that person, and I genuinely hope you do appreciate that car for as much as it can actually give you. So yeah, because it's a fantastic car.
Absolutely. I'm going to submit a couple of channels I've just come across. Because I haven't really documented mods that much, only little bits. There's a guy called Brad Builds.
Oh, okay.
US channel, who's decided to put a Dodge Viper V10 into a Datsun 240Z.
I'd actually want to watch that. I'd love to see that. Because Dodge Viper V10s, aren't they like 10 litres or something? It's like a 10 litre V10 or something like that.
I think they're 8 litre, this one, and it's...
That's still mental.
It's crazy. Because I think it's effectively a truck engine, isn't it? And he's got this quite rough looking 270Z, 240Z, sorry. Where he's with the video I'm going to give as an example is where he's put the engine in the body and said, "Oh, it fits." It's like inches to spare at the most around the whole thing, and so he's down the road of shoving an 8-litre V10 into a 70s Japanese saloon. So
that's quite funny. That's actually quite hilarious.
But I haven't seen the whole series of it yet, but it looks like he does make good progress with it.
Yeah.
So it's quite a nice, fun guy to watch.
You mentioned a few. I don't know if we were keeping this to one or two. I've just thought of two. One that was recommended to me recently, right, which could offend quite a few people, was another US channel called Stance Works. Don't know if you've heard of them.
No.
They put a K24. They put a K24 Honda engine in a Ferrari. I can't remember which one it was, but it's a Ferrari.
This is ringing a bell, actually. The 355 or 348 or something?
It might be a 355. Yeah. I know. I remember thinking as well, this is blasphemy, but this is great. Right? So that one, that's a good watch. But then the other one, the main one, which I can't believe I haven't mentioned earlier for other things, is Driftworks. Have you watched the Driftworks channel before?
Yeah.
Have you heard of them?
I've heard of it. And
fantastic. Literally, someone who owns a business buying and selling car parts. They mainly started off as wheels, and then basically uses his money to buy cars, build them, do what he wants with them, and literally makes videos off the back of it as and when they have the time. Yeah. And he has some builds. I mean, he has a E46 M3 with a M5 V10 engine in it, where he's making a custom exhaust that goes from 10 into 1. Literally imagine that, 10 into 1. If you haven't seen it, if those who have seen it will tell you how crazy that build is. Yeah. So yeah, there's that. Then you've got things like, he's got like a S15, I think, with like a 2JZ engine in it. He's got a AE86 with a LS V8 engine in it, which he uses for drifting. There's just so many builds. He even did a video of like him picking up his air-cooled, I can't remember the make. What's those wide body old classic Porsches again?
You think not 911 sort of turbos?
The 911, the 911 turbo, the wide body ones, the one that was in Bad Boys.
993 wide. I think it. No,
he was 964. 964. It was a 964.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got to find it now, and I've got to show it to you. Sorry, RWB. Sorry, so 964.
Oh yeah.
Porsche 964 RWB. See that top one?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Right. That's got its own playlist. Again, they do playlists, right? Which is great. I urge everyone to just watch it from the first video to the most recent one. He's done so much with it. Also kept it true to its form, improved the parts that were weak. And honestly, he's literally just one of us with his toys. And it's great.
Honestly, and does he drift that one?
No. He actually uses it as like a daily. And I'm like, this is what I mean.
That's what I'm all about. People actually using their cars.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Getting enjoyment from them rather than tucking them away. Absolutely.
Yeah.
My second major mods car is it's quite a big channel. Sarah and Tuned.
Oh.
Or
I've heard of it.
In American, Sarah and Tuned. It's all about a build of a 70s Toyota Celica.
Oh, okay.
Where she's putting the V8 engine from a Toyota Tundra that used to belong to her dad into the Celica. So it's a Toyota V8 in a Toyota Celica, but obviously from a different era.
Okay.
And it's really these videos are really like meticulously filmed in terms of like tiny bits of work. She's documented the whole thing. Like, it was a massive series, and you can see how much work it is to. It's just mind blowing how much work it is to get a different engine in a different era of car. Whatever, the amount of time it takes,
fabrication and all of that.
But the end result is a really beautiful looking Toyota Celica, and it sounds great now as well.
I'm gonna add that to my watch list as well.
Yeah, so that's all the categories for today. All the links in the description, and give us ideas about other videos in those categories, or
For sure.
what other categories you want to see in the future.
Definitely.
But if you're still here, then we'll just have a bit of a chat about what's been going on.
Yeah.
You've kind of not been really in the car world because you're such a busy guy lately, but we've made it to Caffeine and Machine for lunch today.
Yeah, and that was good. That didn't help my withdrawal symptoms at all. I mean, to be fair, I mean, look, going out in the Boxster is such a nice car. You know, I never experienced a Boxster before, but Doug's one is factory, I must add. I think the only thing you've done is brake fluid.
Yeah, just high temperature brake fluid.
High temperature brake fluid and then tyres?
No, they were quite new when I got it.
Oh, they were new when you got it. So it's literally bug standard and very capable on these back roads. You literally live in the middle of like what I'd call like a little circuit, which is like narrow B roads where, you know, you've got camber, undulation and bumps and things like that, and it's so capable.
Yeah,
it's so capable.
It's really impressed me so far.
Yeah.
Might not have released it by this point, but I've done a video of taking it to its first service after I got it at Renworks. Yeah. And it's got a really remarkably clean bill of health. It's been quite well looked after, and I'm hoping to obviously continue that, but I have taken it on track, which we'll get to.
Yeah, which is a solid car.
Yeah, nice. It's a shame about the weather. The weather today wasn't great, but so the turnout at C&M. So this is the Bowl, the one in Bedfordshire near Millbrook. Which is the second one they opened, and obviously the first one's the one that's got the kind of history and the reputation, and they've rolled it out to Bedford. Now that you can just turn up at the Bowl, it's I think a bit better than having to buy tickets in advance before and stuff. So
agreed. But no, there was a lovely EP3, a JDM EP3. You don't really see them on the road, let alone in the winter. In rain.
Maybe 20 years ago.
But no, that's a lovely car, really lovely car. There was also I feel ashamed, I don't know what it is, but it was maybe like a 100 chord estate, an import of some kind. Obviously you'll be looking at B-roll of it.
It was like a 100 chord estate, but an SUV version of it.
Like an SUV MPV estate, all into one. And
no badges apart from the Honda badge. If anyone knows what it is, put it in.
For sure, especially if it's your own car, then definitely let us know what it is. That was quite clean. And then as we were leaving, I didn't get a shot of it, but there was like a 981 Cayman outside, which was nice. And like I said, it doesn't help my withdrawal symptoms, but I will be back with something tasty soon. I hope. But
after what you said in episode 1 about the CRZ, I had a feel of the gear lever in there, and it's what you said it is. It's really, really precise, sort of nice, sort of light action, but it's still quite satisfying.
It's quite
impressive.
Comfy.
Nice interior in the CRZ as well. Nice cream leather seats.
It's a nice place to sit. It's a nice place to be, and like I said, heated seats. I mean, aircon, pan roof. It's a good car. It's a solid car.
But I see what you mean. You're sort of still thinking, looking forward to the next interesting thing.
I am.
And I was lucky enough to take the Boxster on track day recently. I've now tracked in recent history my MX-5 BBR 200, my Vora, and the Boxster. It's all in the space of the last couple of years, and I was lucky enough to be invited to one of the JM original track days. And this is before he went kind of public with it. And even back then, the format was really, really nice. It was like just a social with a track that happened to be there. Almost just chatting to people, passengerising other cars. And it's to the point where I felt comfortable to take Caff along in the Boxster to the most recent one. And she had a go at the end as well, which is good.
Which is really good.
First track experience. I can't imagine any other, regular public track day where like a complete novice would feel comfortable. I mean, she's obviously an excellent driver. But, officially.
For you to trust her, officially. But no, you've got to have some kind of confidence behind you to drive on track. It's not as daunting as people think it is, but you still have to go at a certain pace.
And you've done the Civic, and I've seen some of your videos with the your friend in the Astra VXL.
Oh yeah.
Bedford's a really great place actually for if you're starting out in track days with the amount of space that you get. Then
that's exactly what I was going to say. It might seem really boring because it's flat planed and everything like that, but I must say, if you're someone that wants to try a track day for the first time and maybe you're a bit nervous about it and you want somewhere where you're not going to just go off and smash your car into a barrier and write it off, Bedford Autodrome is a good place to go. It's not expensive. You also kind of get taken immediately into that, not culture, but expectation of keeping your car at a certain volume, because I think Bedford Autodrome is one of the strictest, if not the strictest, for noise limits. So, and for me, that was a challenge in the Civic, but it actually passed it fine with the exhaust modifications I made. But it's so much fun. It is so much fun. And there are some corners in there that are tricky. And those that have watched my video will know that at one point I overdrove the car. And there was consequences of that. But the car was fine, absolutely fine after that. But it's a great place to really learn about your car and most importantly your limits.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
very important.
Yeah, if you're even remotely interested in spirited driving, then that's a great thing to do. And Blyton Park, where the JM track days are, as I've said, the format's fantastic, but the track itself is really interesting in terms of you've got a lot of weight transfer going on and quite technical bits.
Yeah.
And they now provide an instructor as well.
That's really good.
And the instructor is the moment when I realised I've left a lot on the table with the performance of the car. And there's one particular corner, the top left on the map of Blyton, if you're familiar with it, where you can turn in much earlier and keep much more speed than you might initially think because the exit is so wide.
Yeah.
But yeah, the instructor was with me. He was like, "Explain this," and I tried it, and then I was sideways and collected it, and it was a bit dicey for a moment, but then you can really carry some speed and learn about your car.
Yeah, and I must say as well, I know this generally comes from me, who I've only ever driven in the UK, right? But these days it's hard for car enthusiasts, especially those that end up modifying their cars and all that stuff, to enjoy your car on public roads safely and without it affecting the points on your license or your pockets. Track days really does get it out of your system. It does. And it also, you don't have to go as far as putting a roll cage in it, stripping it out and coilovers. You can use your car, especially if you've got like a fairly modern hot hatch, right? As long as your suspension's good, your oil's good, you keep on top of your maintenance and everything like that, you can actually go out there, do maybe a few laps and come back in. It's such a social thing. Bring some camping chairs, picnic, food, drinks, whatever it is that you want to have. Maybe do it with a friend or two. They don't actually have to drive on the track. They can follow you in their car, which would be good if you need to be towed back.
It's good to have a backup.
But honestly, it could be as much fun and as serious or not serious as you want it to be. It's a great day out.
And that's a perfect moment to mention. I don't think I've shown you the photos of what else was there. When I was there at the Boxster, there was a Nissan Elgrand.
Oh, really?
Going around. Being driven by an absolute madman.
Really?
On three wheels and all this, over the curbs. And I'll show you a photo.
I want to see it. I really want to see it.
There were some construction workers watching from, they're building a new complex there, and they're on the roof. And I was just walking around, and this was out on track. You could just hear laughter from the builders like the whole time. And I think I might take the Volvo.
Why not?
Next year.
Why not? That Volvo is sporty enough to be on the track. Yeah. I've seen X5s on the track.
Yeah.
If you see an X5 on the track, you know you can actually bring your...
Yeah.
To be fair, that is a fairly hot hatch track. That's more than warm.
Yeah, it's a decent amount of power, 170 or and it's actually quite low and firm.
Yeah.
The suspension's surprisingly sporty on it. I think, next year it's due tyres and brakes, so let's...
do that and then burn it out.
Let's use what's left.
There you go. Yeah.
With I suppose you like your time on track and spirited driving, and so what are you looking at in the classifieds at the moment then? So I know you've got a lot on your plate at the moment, but in the foreseeable future,
I'm a dreamer. I must say I'm a dreamer, but not saying I'm a dreamer as in things that I wish I can attain, but I can't. No, a dreamer is in, I think of things I want to attain and I actively do work to get to that point, right? And I think the things that are in my classifieds are as follows. Number one, I think the first, I'm saying this on the file, but it is what it is. If I don't get to it, then the way it is what it is. But I've loved and lusted over an E92 M3 for a long time. E92/E90 depends on as and when kids are in that foyer or area, because I've just always loved them since they came out. I mean, the sound of, I remember being near one on a B road when I was in my Civic, and just hearing that V8, and also just seeing the way they sit on the road. I think like it's quite a timeless design.
Yeah.
And when modified nicely, as in not over the top, maybe some lowering springs and whatnot. I even have like a list of mods I'll do to this is it.
Well, this is the daydreaming, isn't it? That keeps you going.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. And I was in a position about a year or so ago, and I was going to actually sell my car and put some money towards a new one and get it. But then I realized the running maintenance is a lot. So I thought to myself, well, I want to be in a position where I don't really need to commute. So whenever I do drive my car, it's an occasion. So it's like, okay, fine. Hence why I sacrificed my Civic for another venture, which I'm currently on now. And yeah, it's just that it's either that or I really, really like, I have three. I have that, I have a hot hatch, and then I also have another sports car as like the next thing. So E92 M3, the hot hatch I'd like to get would be an FK8 Type R.
Okay.
So that's not the newest one, the one just before it.
Yeah, and that has a lot of aero stuff on it, and yeah, right.
It's quite brash. It's quite.
I was being kind by saying aero stuff.
Yeah, because when you said that, you're like, oh, that's got aero on it. That's the angles is in your face. But you know what? I've experienced that car as a passenger once before, and I cannot get the driving experience out of my mind. And that was a stock one. That wasn't one with like, again, a little bit of tasty mods to it. So just like lowering springs, smaller wheels, so you're not running 20-inch wheels with a paint as a tire, or a little bit of paint as a tire. No, I feel like that would be a really good car. It's 4 doors, so again, as and when kids are in the question, that can be there. Also has a big boot, and then I can take it to wherever I need to do. I can still use trailers in it. Cool. That's a hot hatch. Then the other sports car is in the Porsche area. I would like either one or two things. Either a 997 Carrera 2 or Carrera 2S. Is it 2S or not? I can't remember.
Yeah, so not the four-wheel drive, the rear-wheel drive.
No, the rear-wheel drive
with
one.
The bigger engine.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Either that, or I would like a 981 Cayman, very similar to what we saw.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So either one of those two. I've watched enough YouTube on Porsches, and bearing in mind I actually used to, this is an admission, I actually used to really not like Porsche. I used to think like Jeremy Clarkson used to back in the day, where like they're all the same. But then you watch one video saying they're drivers' cars, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever.
Well, I was in a similar sort of mindset where they're always the one that wins the group test.
Yeah.
Every time, then are they actually that exciting? You drive one, and they are.
Yeah, and that's quite literally it. I experienced the Cayman from my friend Sean last year, the first time driving it, and that was a Cayman. We weren't going fast in any way, shape, or form, and I just remember thinking to myself, "This is a car that's 2007, and it's robust, and it feels great. It's so engaging. The seating position is fantastic. The throttle feels great. The brakes feel great. And this is a stock car from 2007. Yeah. So those are like my three.
Yeah. Interesting choices.
Yeah. And they're all kind of in and around the same price, but I'd actually say the M3 is the cheapest one out of them.
Yeah, I was going to say they're all that kind of, and they're all a very similar era as well. So well, this Type R is a bit newer, I guess.
The Type R is the newest one, but that again, if I'm being realistic, I'm not really a new car person. I don't think you are either. It's very hard. No. So I like a certain era of cars, and I genuinely feel that I love the idea of taking something a little bit older, personalizing it to my own flavors and how I would like it, and then cool, I'm good.
Shall I explain my classified browsing?
Yes.
I've always thought I want to add to the Lotus. I don't want to change it. It feels like a forever car.
Yeah.
But I do sometimes look at, well, if I use that as a deposit on something, I could be looking at the McLaren kind of world, which has dropped down into the 5-figure territory for particularly a 650S Spider.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it could tempt me out of the Lotus potentially, but so I spent time browsing those. So I'm thinking of the 650S because of the era that it is. It's kind of the ultimate version of the 12C, really.
Yeah.
Then the 570 onwards where some of the reliability issues were publicised, but I know you last after. Well, I won't reveal this actually.
No, you can tell you. No, 100%. Definitely. I mean,
you lost after a 600 LT.
I love that. Would be like 600 LT. I think it's
something about being like the end of or the most developed version of a car, and that's like the most developed version of a 570.
Yeah.
I mean, the 675 LT is the most developed 12C really, but it's got
a much higher premium.
Yeah. It's like $250,000 or whatever.
Yeah.
So 650S though is like 90% of that at a quite a good price. Mm-hmm. In good price for a supercar that performance and so on. So yeah, I've been looking at those and just daydreaming about them. But then weirdly, at the track day with the Boxster, got there and there was a 650S Spider.
Yeah.
Lovely guy called Phil, who took me out for a passenger ride.
Yeah.
And Kath as well. And it was everything I thought it would be on track. It was just incredible. The straight line performance, you had the feeling in your stomach with the acceleration, and around the bends was just, the front end felt very much like the Evora, very quick, light front end, so much grip.
Yeah.
But the weird thing is, I think it put me off.
I was like, what did you think would be too much?
I think it's just too much for the road. Because I was going around the track and fairly quickly in the session.
Yeah.
I just thought to myself, I can't imagine a scenario where you're doing this on the road.
No.
And not being stupid.
But maybe you need to, and you probably know this already in your mind anyway, you need to experience this car on the road as well. Yeah. Also in your hands.
Yes, yeah. It's quite different being passenger and driver.
100%.
Yeah. Yeah. But it did just make me recalibrate a little bit, thinking this, like, if I was doing this on the road, I'd be in trouble very soon. And like.
Oh yeah, it goes back to my point I was saying earlier. Driving a car to try and find like limits, not even limits, but just actually driving a car very spiritedly these days on the road, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
It's actually not worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sort of still, thinking about them, but the daydream at the moment is more towards the classic side of things. So, maybe getting something from the 60s or 70s even. So something that's like, I think some things are cooling off in the market, aren't they? That people now, it's the 80s, 90s, around that area.
So what would you say?
Well, quite an unusual choice that I've come across would be the AC 3000 ME.
I don't think I've seen one of those.
You probably haven't. They only made 100, 105.
Oh, okay.
And so you know
Alfa Romeo.
AC Cobra, you know.
Oh, AC. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you said 8C.
Oh no.
I was like, wait, what? Okay, yeah, sorry, go on.
So
Yeah.
AC made the Cobra and that sort of thing, and a few other models. But then in the in the early 70s, they debuted a concept car called the Diablo,
Okay.
which was this mid-engined, sharp-looking like wedge, almost like Stratos style, or Italian wedge shape, mid-engine sports car called the 3000 ME. Had a 3-litre Ford V6.
Ooh.
And it's quite Lotus-like, fiberglass body, more or less. And it, for whatever reason, got delayed.
Yeah.
They launched it late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
And sold 70 odd.
Okay.
And then they sold the rights to a company in Scotland.
Yeah.
And then they ended up making about 30 in Scotland. And that was it. And it folded and everyone forgot about it.
Yeah.
But if you see one now, they just look like a Ferrari, or from the front especially. It just looks really exotic and just quite interesting, rare thing. So I don't know why. The performance is probably pretty terrible, like 140 horsepower or something.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the opposite scale of what you were looking for in the McLaren, isn't it? Because McLaren's 650 horsepower. So I mean, I
don't know why it's appealing. It might be because it's mid-engine V6 British things like the Evora. And I think it's just I quite like to think of something a bit out of the ordinary. And
if you don't mind me asking, what's the price point? What's the price difference?
Well, they've been on the market from. There's been one recently, I think, for about 15k.
That's quite a sizable drop.
Yeah, this is now just an addition, so I can tuck it in the garage and use it on occasions in summer and stuff like but actually tinker with a old school technology type car. Yeah, did a bit more of it myself. And the top of the market, there was one that was advertised for 50 odd. But it was a rare turbo edition. It had loads of restoration done, and I don't think it sold for that. It sold for probably less than 40.
Okay.
So something like 20k would get you a reasonable one.
Okay. That's quite a drop. Because But if you're saying the Evora is your forever car, then I mean,
I've always thought of it. Always thought of it as that until I started listing after McLarens, but then.
But then you experience it on track, you're like, no, too much.
Yeah, weirdly, experience on track.
Do you know what's funny? Because I think if I experienced it as a passenger, I'd be going off the over it feeling like, I need that in my life. Start going to gas on the way home. But
I'm sorry, Phil. Thanks so much for taking me around, but it did put me off. But just because it was so capable and so good. Yeah. And I quite like the fact that the Lotus is a bit of a sweet spot where it's got the right amount of power to be interesting, but not stupid. Yeah. But then I'm thinking maybe I'm thinking too much about the UK, and if you take it somewhere abroad and you got more open spaces and.
Well, I mean, Harry did didn't Harry do like a road trip in his one where he went to France?
Oh yeah.
And I mean, to be fair, the way he speaks about it is like it's the perfect road trip car. Yeah. And the fact that again, I think. You mentioned this the other day on WhatsApp when we were just texting. The McLaren convertibles don't suffer from needing like chassis balancing or strengthening when you don't have a convertible. So they don't gain any weight because the chassis is rigid enough as it is with a carbon tough. Yeah. So
you compare it to some Ferraris that they're famously a little bit worse handling,
as they call it,
scuttle shake, and so you have to have a Spider, I think,
and
you might as well
imagine a Spider.
Yeah,
that handles just like the coupe. Yeah, and you could drop the little window behind with the roof on.
Get the induction noise from the window.
But at the same time, this is the whole point of I'm sure you're going to go on this journey where you're going to try them anyway, and then essentially know which one you want for what. Yeah. And to be fair, doing a road trip in a classic car would be so cool.
It would. You might need ear protection.
Earmuffs, you really need it. Ultimately, It's good choices to have. And yes, it's first world problems, of course, but at the same time, therefore, it's actually for living. There's not many people that are in a position that can own certain cars together whilst you can as well, and enjoy them too. I mean,
I think I need to be saved from this daydream, because I've started looking at like 70s TVRs now as well.
Do you know what? There's a TVR I've wanted for so long, and I know we're kind of going off topic here, but Cigaris. That's the one with the exhaust out of the side, right? Yes. The cosmetic contact the sides at the back.
Yeah, that's got the big axe marks on the wheel arches, isn't it?
I love it. I love the fact it's got a little glass perspex like spoiler at the back. It looks mental. The color, even the colors that it came in were crazy. I've looked at those for so long, and I used to have a remote control car of that before as well, and I thoroughly loved it. Honestly,
it's just a wild looking thing, isn't it?
It really is. Yeah, it really is.
Even the Chimera, I was lucky enough to film this year. That has enough of the TVR kind of craziness going on. And, interiors are beautiful in them. They just feel so special. Yeah. And they're still attainable.
No, we could speak about dream cars. I haven't even scratched the surface, especially when I look at adverts, and I've got so many different categories. I've got like project cars I want to have. I even have like project ideas that I feel like I could realistically do if I weren't a business owner, you know, or at least a startup of a business owner. This is even like ones where I'm like, in the next 6 years, if I don't own this, I've failed. Do you know what I mean? Or once I wanted to own as like a child or things like that.
It's just really great to have a target like that, and to it spurs you on. I think it's part.
Definitely.
I think it can be different things for different people, obviously, but in the car world, you having I'm working towards this, and this is the reward. It's quite a tangible thing, and it's
massively
quite exciting, and
it's a driving force. It's a proper solid driving force. I must say, at least for me.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
indeed.
Shall we maybe go back to planet Earth now and
to my CR7.
back to reality with a fantastic Google.
Yeah, exactly. You know, great seating position, heated seats.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Joy.
Indeed.
Thanks for watching. If you got this far,
for sure.
We'll be back again with future episodes, new categories. Give us your ideas, things we've missed today. Please subscribe to Nightfall.Drives, Jay's Driveway.
Indeed.
Share these videos if you're enjoying them. And we'll see you again.
For sure. Take it easy, people.